What up, YouTube? What up, Fight World? It's your boy D Dynamite here, aka MrBoxingDie.com, aka Mr. Holla at your motherfucking boy, aka I talk boxing. So, people, I'm in the building today, man, and I'm here to talk about this latest fight between Danny Garcia and Lamont Peterson, man. This Saturday's fight, all right, for Premier Boxing Champions only on NBC. Anyway, people, man, I want to go ahead and give my prediction because 60% of the time I'm right. All the time. Anyway, people, like I said, I'm going to give my prediction. I want to let you guys know how I feel about this fight, man. So I'm here, man. I'm here. Your boy's here. Anyway, people, let's talk about this for a second. Danny Garcia, WBA and WBC light welterweight champion. Lamont Peterson, the IBF champion. Now, theoretically, you would think that this fight would be for all three belts, but no, not at all. Not at all. Now, I can also give you a little piece of boxing news while I'm here giving my prediction. Lamont Peterson, apparently the IBF made a statement, according to BoxingScene.com, shout out to them, that the Lamont Peterson, should he lose, would be stripped of the IBF belt. So, food for thought, people, food for thought. Anyway, man, so with that being said, man, this promises to be a very entertaining matchup. I'm not sure how competitive it will be, but it will definitely be very entertaining, to say the least. Lamont Peterson, every time he always comes to fight. Danny Garcia, you already know about him. So yeah, let's go ahead and break this down for a second. Now, let's just talk about both fighters. Now, Garcia. Garcia is one of those guys. I like to call him Mr. Catch and Shoot. Mainly because he's one of those guys, he likes to kind of bait you into these exchanges, all right, and kind of clip you, all right, with a hard, fast shot, all right, and hurt you early on. That's basically why his name is Mr. Catch and Shoot. Anyway, what he does is, like I just said, he baits you into these exchanges and then clips you with a shot, all right. Very hard, very fast shot. And the thing about Garcia is, his punch, his left hook and right, or his hooks, are very deceptively wide. All right, they look like they're very wide, and they look like they're very easy to get away from, but they're not. All right, that's what makes him very dangerous. That's what makes his punches very dangerous. Okay, because initially you misjudge them when you see them. So a lot of people, they go into the ring and they thinking they're fighting someone who throws wide punches, and they get clipped. So that's what happens. That's basically his style in the synopsis. Now, Garcia also, when he fought Lucas Matisse, we saw another version of Garcia, okay? We saw Garcia get on his back foot and box, all right? And he displayed some very nice boxing skills in that fight. However, I don't think that he will come into this fight doing that. I think that in order for him to fight that way, he has to game plan for it. And I don't think he's game planning for it for this fight. I think this fight he's going to come in as Mr. Catch and Shoot, and basically look to clip Lamont Peterson with something devastating. Anyway, that takes care of Danny Garcia. Now let's talk about Lamont Peterson for a sec. Now, Lamont Peterson's one of those guys who is very good at everything, all right? He has a very good jab, all right? Boxes very well on his back foot. He can move around the ring. He throws combination shots, all right? He's a very good body puncher. He has a lot of tools in the tool shed, people, to say the least. So I think with Lamont Peterson, the thing that he lacks is, because he has so many tools in the tool shed, he's one of those guys who gets away from his game plan, okay? Lamont Peterson, to me, he's best when he's boxing, all right? And what happens is he's one of those guys where if he gets hit, he's going to try to fight, all right? He's going to try to brawl with the brawler, okay? And that's one thing that you definitely should not do, all right? You don't brawl with a brawler, and you don't hook with a hooker. And I believe Lamont Peterson is going to go in there and, well, I believe that him in general is one of those guys that's going to go in there and try to do to you whatever you're doing to him. And that's just not what you should do as a fighter. What you should do is stick to your own game plan, stick to whatever your strong points are in order to give yourself an advantage. But because he has so many tools in the tool shed, he can kind of use so many different things, and, it's really a detriment to him when he's fighting elite fighters, okay? Because someone's bound to be way better at you than one thing than you are at, that one thing. Anyway, people, you got to think about it for a second. Anyway, I mean, honestly, if you're good at a bunch of different things, then what you should do is you should stick to whatever is working at that moment, and then it gives you more options. You can go from plan A to plan B to plan C to plan D. You can kind of confuse your opponent that way, as somebody that's just really good at one thing. But you should definitely stay away from that one thing that person's good at. And Lamont Peterson, instead of straying away from that one thing, he goes towards it, which I don't understand. So, people, let me just talk real briefly about how I see this fight going. I see pretty much for the first 3 rounds, Peterson coming in, starting out fast. All right, touching Garcia up very early in this fight. Now, the reason I say that is because Garcia, he has a tendency to start very slow. All right, mainly because he's trying to judge the timing and trying to gauge the range of his opponent. So you're not going to see him let his hands go too much very early on. But I think after the 3rd round or so, he would have picked up on Peterson's timing and his range, and he'll start letting his hands go. And once he starts letting his hands go, you're going to see Lamont Peterson start to get clipped with shots, all right? And then, just like I'm saying, like I said earlier, you're going to see Lamont Peterson get baited into a fight with Danny Garcia, and you're going to see him get clipped with a lot of shots, all right? Hurt several times during this fight. I think he's going to be hurt several times in this fight and dropped several times within this fight. All right. I think he's going to get stopped or knocked out somewhere around the 8th or 9th round. And that'll be the end of it, man. It could go to a decision. If it goes to the decision, it'll be a 12-round just ass whooping. But other than that, man, I think Peterson's going to end up losing this fight by knockout 8th or 9th round. Now, here's the thing about Peterson, man. Here's what makes this tough. Is if Peterson was the kind of person where he could stick to a game plan, he could stick to boxing on the outside, all right, whatever's working, he could stick to doing that, I would have no problem picking him over Danny Garcia, okay? But the fact is that he gets baited into these firefights. He gets baited, all right? He's going to try to brawl with you. He's going to try to fight when he shouldn't. That's why I pick him to lose for this fight, all right? Because that's just not how you fight Danny Garcia. It's going to take a really good person to box Garcia from the outside in order to beat him. You're just not going to beat Garcia doing what he wants you to do. And I believe Peterson is going to do what Garcia wants him to do. So with that being said, that's what I think about this. Let me know what you think. You got Garcia winning this fight, or do you have Peterson winning this fight? And if you've got Garcia, let me know why. If you got Peterson, let me know why. Either in the comment section below, or you can hit me up on Twitter at BoxCapitalX or CapitalXDie after you subscribe, of course. And if you're feeling this video, you like what I'm talking about, don't forget to like it and go ahead and share the video so your friends know that we talk that shit. And you can go ahead and go to my Facebook community chat page where we also talk that shit at box-or-die and my website, box-or-die.com. But until next time, it's your boy D Dynamite. I'm signing the fuck out. Holla at your motherfucking